everybody. It's Bugsy here, and you know what? I'm glad I kind of went with the Bugsy Corners theme for the opening because, like, you guys don't understand. I actually missed that. The thing about Diddy was, if I needed like a little quick little theme song, a little theme to it for my shit, it was just always there. Um, I kind of miss Diddy for that because that was a good place to just be like, okay, type this in, get a template, be like, like make that sound how you want. Instant bumpers, and with the gifs and stuff, you had instant bumpers, and really the gift part of of like the Diddy instant bumpers were always kind of a good reflection of my channel because back in back in those days, before my computer went down for reasons unbeknownst to me, they did get fixed when everything got wiped, but not the point. Is that a big thing about Network was always shown as kind of wacky. Yeah, you had me basically doing characters, and I'm still doing characters. But really, this like this room, right? And these posters you see are kind of reflections of myself. I still like some Disney in the afternoon. And, I like Sonic and Mario and all that. Um, and pretty much like the thing is, I want to talk to you guys about being a YouTuber. Like, I gotta tell you this. When you're a YouTuber, you have to be prepared for like a lot of people not liking or understanding what you're doing. It's rule number one. You gotta learn how to take it on the chin. You can't bitch and moan about it. You know, you can be mad about it, but that you don't show that you're mad. Because trolls and whatever else who really want to just see you angry, they they'll use that to their advantage. See, let me tell you a little story. Okay, back in the day, I was doing some TV drama, and I made this tearful video talking about this friend that we lost to these other two that didn't really care about her well-being, and I got a little teary-eyed about that because they totally turned her against us, and it was just horrible. And when I try to show these idiots to really just like, let's work together on this, it's all cool, they laughed in my face. It's because I showed a little bit of weakness, and showing weakness on the internet sometimes can be a death sentence. Sometimes, because then people start thinking that you're a pushover. You know, only rarely on my channel do I ever really talk about how I actually feel about various topics, like serious, like sad emotion shit. I've talked about a lot of things, little things in my life. I still talk about the shit that bugs me because, I mean, that's what this channel was kind of built on before it started being off. I love I'm a fan of stuff. Let me show my love for that. And if you actually like look up my channel, you'll probably see like uh, Goku Warriors video on like he Bugsy is just a subtitle elitist and he's this and that. And honestly, With everything that's, let me just say one thing. With everything that has been going on, that went on with Funimation, it just makes you look at like professional voice actors in a really, really bad light. You know, one of the things I was trying to explain to Goku Warrior or Gohan Team Power, whatever he's calling himself nowadays, while I was doing that video, yeah, I was roasting him a bit, but the dude can take a little bit of roasting me just being subtle and telling him, yeah, this is what's been going on. But, you know, dude only sees, like, dude only sees me as just like, this BS and I'm sending people to attack him, which I never did any of that. Dude don't remember that he had a reputation. I think he just fucking forgot about that. But like, it is what it is. But that goes to my other point. You can try and talk to these people as much as you like, but if they hate you, they're not gonna listen. They're gonna think of you as the fucking. They're gonna think of you as the fucking devil himself. And even though you know that ain't true, and your friends know it ain't true, this motherfucker will think it's not. This motherfucker will always think it's not. I mean, this motherfucker will always think that it is true. You always have little people trying to get your goat, or when you're talking to other YouTubers, or you're in a fight with certain YouTubers, they'll try to jump and defend the other YouTuber, trying to be all, this is my person, I'll save them, even though they're grown adults and can save themselves. And like, to me, I always found that kind of dumb because again, if two, like seriously, when I was little and I got a little nosy, my dad would be like, my dad would, give me little things, give me little things, and you should probably stay out of this, or stay out of grown folks' business. But I feel like some people need to understand that. Sometimes you need to just stay out of YouTube's business if it's between those two. I mean, sometimes you'll jump in. Heck, I jumped in for Dylan during the whole lunatic Leonard thing because, I just felt like, back in, when that was happening, I just felt like Lunatic Leonard had all these motherfuckers that was dogpiling on Dylan, and I know I probably didn't help as much in that, but I felt like I needed to say something, because if you have your fans that are like teenagers, they're easily impressionable. You're a pussy. You're a pussy in my eyes. I gotta say that right now. You're a fucking pussy. You literally having all your fans do your dirty work, but if you got something to say to somebody, say it. Don't hide behind them, motherfucker. Actually go. Actually say something. Don't be afraid to fucking throw down if you gotta throw down. But yeah, other than that, yeah. And a lot of people wonder, why don't I do another video on like Gohan Team Fighter? Because I just don't care anymore. Dude can say I'm SoCal elitist, and I'm not a real fan of Dragon Ball. But what I was really trying to explain to him is that other fans digest Dragon Ball in different ways. He never really understood that. You know? And I didn't want to just explain it to him because, he thinks only people who've ever watched dub are the only ones that actually watch Dragon Ball in different ways. But some people probably didn't have access to dub. Probably some people prefer the subs because they were subs back then. They were fan subs, but people still went out of their way and did that or read the manga. You know? But I was trying to explain that to him, but motherfucker just thinks anybody that goes up against him is just talking BS. And I want to say this to him because I don't think I said this clearly enough in the response I gave to him a year ago. Buddy, let me just tell you this. Just because you like dub, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean you're the only, you didn't, just because you like dope, that doesn't mean everybody is like you. But, this dude constantly think I say is just straight up BS because, well, in his eyes, I'm not really a fan, but the one thing that dude can't say is my fucking memories. That was back when I really cared about Funimation. But, Funimation nowadays, I can't stand them. After what they did after everything they did on Twitter, I can't stand them, man. Can't. Other than Sean Shamel, he actually said he actually reached out to a few fans and said he was sorry. Really, I guess I'm starting to respect him again about that because it takes a real, like, part of me thinks he was doing damage control, but a part of me actually believes that maybe, just maybe, he understood that he did fuck up, which is good. Again, one of the things, I was really trying to explain to Gohan to me better, but again, when people hate you on YouTube, you can't really explain to them anything because all they see out of you is straight up lies. Lies and slander, they would say. And that's okay. You don't need to be liked by everybody. And, that's, like I say, that's alright. But I just say, don't be starting drama with a bunch of stupid people. Like, you can help it. Don't be trying to be, back in the old days, we used to call people who were on famous people's hips or popular people's hips. We call them butt monkeys. I don't know if people still do that, but like we used to call them butt monkeys or toadies or whatever. And basically, those were people that would just hang around people just because they were famous and they would just kind of do things for other people. And with Ian Flynn, he has a lot of his fans are freaking. A lot of his fans, or a few of them that I've seen, are actual toadies, and I'm just like, dude, you need to have a little respect for yourself, man. And some of these people that are fans of these YouTubers, they don't understand like you should want to be you, whoever you is, you know what I mean? Make your own stuff. Don't try to follow the crowd that wants to be this YouTuber's friend. I mean, if you're friends with the YouTuber, cool. But you can't just always be like, you can't always like be, hey, I'm just gonna follow you automatically because you are the you are this you are this golden god, and I am just this lower dude. Don't have that mindset. You know, if you like what a YouTuber does, that's okay. But you gotta call them out if they do. But you gotta be able to recognize when people are calling them out. No one's trying to be mean to the YouTuber you like. They have reasons why they don't like said YouTuber. But you can't always be like, well, you're wrong. Because that's what the Ian Flynn fans are kind of doing. Because you're like the writer of like the IDW comics are like, you're wrong. You're wrong because but we have our own reasons why we don't like certain people. And these Ian Flynn fans need to understand that even though they don't see it, it's still there. Like, I don't like certain YouTubers, but I'm not gonna sit around and just hate. I'm not gonna sit around and hate on them. Most of the YouTubers I don't like, they're not really doing much anymore. And if they are, they're not really as active as they used to be. But it is what it is. Another thing, with being a YouTuber, you gotta understand that not a lot of people are gonna understand your concepts right away. See, with me, it's like there's the real me, and then there's like my characters, which I will slip into every now and again. I started doing the whole like when I say out of character for a bit, so you guys actually know. Yeah, this is the real me talking. This isn't my character talking. It's me talking to you, the audience. You know, and and I always do that because people were actually kind of confusing Bugsy Kuro for Bugsy No Name, which Bugsy No Name is me, the actual me, the dude that runs the channel. Um, so I'd always kind of just show people early on that, you know, there's me, and then there's my characters. Some people never really truly got that, and to this day, people think, oh, I'm kind of nuts because I'm hugging myself. But you guys gotta understand, I'm like the sole voice actor in most of my stuff because they can't get anybody else that would want to do this with me anyway. So it was always, it's always just been me doing what I do. I made a few of my pals like, contributing to various aspects of what I've been doing. But other than that, it's always just been me. You know, you try explaining. You ever tried to explain? Um, okay, like you guys ever tried to explain Homestuck to someone who really doesn't understand Homestuck? Like, you start talking about narratives and characters, and good God, when you start explaining like class specs, holy shit! And my lore is tied to Homestuck and to various other things. So trying to explain all that to certain people is like they're just like what? I was trying to explain Chaos Lords to my cousin, and all the time he's like, so it's connected to Chaos Emeralds? No, it's not connected to the Chaos Emeralds. I had to explain that to him every time. But yeah, the Chaos Lords kind of came about because I didn't want Bugsy Kuro to be a straight up. I didn't want him to be a Saiyan because for a while I was calling him Saiyan, but he isn't. But I kind of retconned that to say that that's what he wanted to say because he has a love-hate relationship with his race, which are Chaos Lords, who basically live on the Higher Havens, who are basically these beings who can warp reality and do a whole bunch of other shit. And you know, Bugsy Prime always wanted not to be associated with them. And as it has been going on, and as I've been writing and writing and writing and doing more stuff with him, he's become more powerful. Just straight up. It's really hard to explain that to regular people, like people that don't know about this. Like I really try to explain to them a lot about like the premise and everything. But yeah, and since the cast been hard for taking too long, I just said, you know what? The displaced big three are gonna have their own like little storylines interspersed in the main one. I think but people are like, but some people always go like, well, it's fan made. Like, why do you, why do you care so much? Not you can't even monetize this stuff, so why do you care? Because it's something I want to do, and if I really want to monetize something, I monetize like reviews that I do, or I monetize reviews and various other things that aren't really the fan related stuff. But I wouldn't just. But the thing about me is, I'm not gonna just be like, I'm not just going to like do it because I'm not gonna just do things solely to get paid. I want to do the fan universe stuff I wanted to do that I'm still doing because I want to do them. And yeah, I know for some people that's foreign, but like it's something I want to do, something I'm passionate. Now a lot of people get that. They're just like, why though? You have an original character. Why don't you do all the stuff with them? Like, yeah, I want to do that, but like, I wanted to show, one of the things I always wanted to do is just make this fan-created universe. Ever since there was this guy who made Team B videos, and a few other people that did, Legends of the Multiverse and stuff like that. I always wanted to have like my own little fan universe like they did because it was so interconnected. And I even tried to join them at one point, and I tried to add my own little entry to the wiki. But they clearly didn't want me around, and I just kind of left it. I kind of left it alone, and I was trying to connect it to every other thing that everybody else was doing, but that was when I just said, I don't know how, but I want teenage to be its own thing. I didn't really do anything with that concept until a few years later. Well, a few years and plus, now. And when I saw the Infinity Verse do its own thing, I was like, that idea? Yeah, let me see if I can tweak it a bit. And that's how the Team H verse is made. A lot of people were like, some people think I ripped off the MCU or like ripped off the MCU, and I'm like, guys, multiverse stories were made way before the MCU and DC movies were a thing. They did that back in the comics, but none of you actually read comics, so you wouldn't know. Like, some people will be like, you already got the MCU. Well, do you know that multiverse stories happened in the comics? And I just get and one person would be like, well, I didn't know. Well, now you do. You know, you deal with people like that sometimes. Or when you deal with people like Mr. Sega and like the people that troll me because, oh, I have I have love for Sonic, so that means I have autism. It's like, what? I can't show that I actually like Sonic. I can't show that I was excited for freaking Sonic Forces because you guys think because that just means a person's autistic. How about a person can just have pride in loving what they love? You know? And that's one thing I hated about like dealing with Mr. Sagan is like married band of idiots. Is like he made this one comment saying, you got a bad trade and a haircut and blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't really show my face. I didn't type this, but it's like I didn't want to fight with this dude, but it's like I'm like, dude, I haven't shown my face in like a while. Like at that point, I didn't show my face too much like I used to. But I guess this dude was like combing through my videos and just seeing like the old videos with just me and all this other shit. And I was just like, I didn't even want to like comment back because that's what the dude wanted. I just like fucking, I don't got nothing to say to this idiot. If all he's got to say is basically my appearance. If really him and his idiots have nothing to say to me, what's the point? And even the first time I got mobbed for something like that, like back in the day, I got mobbed for something because when I started, I had a little YouTube girlfriend by the name of Susie the Hedgehog. Yeah, and this one dude by the name of X Factor, um, he actually like came onto my channel uh, because I was defending Susie at the time, and him and his little freaking followers. I would say friends, but I'd say more of their followers. They were just harassing me for a full on like week. Like again, I didn't have no one to go to and say harassment, harassment. I had to just deal with it, and I just got tired of it. And I still have the video where I just like this is like a time before I could just like swear like I do now. But I literally said to these guys, you know, what was actually going on, and like it made everybody like stop. Also, I made a video. Um, I also made a video calling X Factor a certain word, and anybody who knows, because I've told this story before, like the dude backed up because I said that word so many times. It just really, 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 really got to him. And to this very day, I still think, like, when I said that, did it, like, trigger something, or did he, like, finally figure something out about himself? Because after that, like, one of his, like, pals were like, dude, just say sorry to him and it's done. I said sorry, but he didn't say sorry back, and he just was like, he just stopped talking altogether. It was like, I don't know what I did. But again, remember guys, I was able to guess I just said he was gay over and over again. Because that's all I could say, really. This is like, remember, this is 16-year-old me, and I didn't really cuss as much. I didn't cuss at all, really. So, basically, I had to do what I had. But like, I think when I said that, it triggered something. You know? I didn't mean to make the dude feel bad, but like, you got your little friends just coming to my, you know, you got your little friends coming to my channel, talking all this shit about me and my little bro, and all this other stuff, just because I dared to stand up to somebody. After that, I never really saw Susie ever again after that, which kind of made this whole thing way pointless. But that was the first time I really stood my ground, and that's how the Fan Brat Basher was created. Well, that's how it started. I didn't really start calling myself the Fan Brat Basher until like, it was like that one Batman video when people were whining about Batman for some reason. I forget what it was. I remember starting to fail me on this, but yeah, that's when I started calling myself the Fan Brat Basher. You know, defending people and doing other things. And around that time, I met Annie. Like around, yeah. And at first, we didn't know what to think of each other, but after a while, we got to know each other, and things picked up. Like, okay. Like, I had a friend on Discord, right? Like, okay, so, and, like, Annie was like, you know, give me little notifications, like, you know, like she normally does. I was like, hey, hey, such and such, I gotta go. You know, my girlfriend's calling me. And all I heard from this person, who is still kind of a friend of me, was, yeah, yeah, right. Like, the yeah, right was so, like, bitter from this person. I laughed. I couldn't do nothing else. After I hung up, I just laughed and laughed and laughed. Because it just sounded so bitter. I just couldn't stop laughing at it. You know, I've been with Annie for like, what now, 4 years now. Probably, not even 4. Like 5 almost. And it's never going to stop. It's not going to be stopped anytime soon. I'm just happy, man. I'm happy that I get to create stuff. I'm happy that I get to create stuff. You know, I don't really give two fucks about the algorithm too much. Listen, I'll tell you this. Any of those freaking channels that tell you how to grow your channel, they're not technically lying to you, but you gotta find your own way to attract people. Okay? You gotta find your own way. Like, listening to them probably does help you. I'm not gonna deny that they didn't. I started when people like that didn't even exist, and you had to just do your own thing. I started singing first, and you can probably see the Night of the Wind one I still did. I still have that. I still have the Link. He came to town, come to save the Princess Zelda. I still have that. And people look at those like people look at their old like videos and say that's cringy. But me, this is all part of my freaking growth as a creator. This is when I was getting my feet wet to to an audience and actually creating more stuff. It's like I dipped my hand into the water slowly, and then I just went like, and just dunked it in there. Back in the day, I really didn't know how to handle criticism, but talking to a bunch of people and really understanding what I'm doing and taking out that whole like big chip on my shoulder because I really thought like, oh, if I keep on doing this, I'm going to be famous. Like fame has never really. Fame back then was a thing for me, but nowadays not so much. Because it's more of I want to just entertain people, and if I get a following and I open up a Patreon, and I do videos for money for people, that'd be cool. But I'm not gonna just prioritize getting money over creating stuff. Because if I do a good job enough, I'll be like, the money will come. The money will come. I can't just always, you know. And the topics that I talk about and the stuff in the fandoms I'm in, I actually still love every fandom that I'm in. And not all fandoms, and I know that not every fandom is toxic. But some of these people who do like they do like Sonic or Mario or something, and they've been doing that, and that's like the whole thing. And they try to, and they're all trying to be like kid friendly and stuff. And then you see them break down and go like, "Whoa, I'm not really like this on my YouTube channel. I'm adults. I party, sex and drugs and stuff." And I'm like, bro, are you trying to tell your fans that? Or are you trying to tell yourself that? Like, this is the kind of shit I always kind of like wonder, like, guys, you don't have to just constantly do like one topic, one thing of content, or Sonic or Mario, and just keep on doing it because you're gonna run out of ideas. You get burned out. Me, I try to do a bunch of things because it stops being burnt out. I take breaks. I do all this other stuff because I love entertaining. I love making my videos on YouTube. I love it, but I understand that you know I'm gonna run out. I'm only human, you guys. I'm only human, guys. And you get burnt out. You freaking start running out of ideas and stuff. And sometimes you just need a break. Some people don't understand that. Some people just think algorithm. We must please algorithm and just keep going and going and going and going. And me, it's just like, no, I'm not gonna keep going and going and going and going because that's a great way to get burnt out. I've seen a lot of people do that. I've been seeing a bunch of freaking YouTubers that I respected back in the day lashing out at their fans for just liking content that they, put out. And it's so, to me, it's just so stupid because, like, it's not their fault. you became known as the fucking Sonic guy, or the Mario guy, or the Spyro guy, or the Crash guy. That was all you. You're not doing yourself favors by just covering one thing. You know? Your creativity can stagnate because of that shit. Oh, hold up. And soon I will be getting labels for these. Soon. But like I said, your creativity your creativity will probably like stagnate because of all that shit. And people like that really need to think about like what is their channel, what their channel should be about. And yeah, I'm a dude that does everything, but at least I'm avoiding burnout because I try to do other things and take breaks. I'm not just the guy who talks about Sonic. I'm not just the guy who talks about home stuff. I'm not the guy who just reviews. I'm not the guy who just plays games on his channel. I'm all those things and a lot more. I wish certain YouTubers would understand that about themselves as well. Because you don't have to be defined as that one dude with the one channel that talks about Sonic, Mario, or whatever else. You can do whatever you want. But certain YouTubers act like they are slave to that sort of thing. Like they have to do it. And I understand you gotta pay the bills. Because if you're doing it and you got Patreon, you gotta pay the bills. But why can't you just do something that certain fans are gonna like? Because if you got a big enough following, people are gonna follow you anyway. People are gonna love what you're gonna do next if they're really into you. I mean, look at old Funky Beloved. That man does like music, home sex stuff, discussions. Now he's doing like SCP stuff. Dude's varied, and that's the thing. See, I feel like to avoid burnout, you need to learn to take breaks. That you don't have to fucking fight the algorithm every goddamn time. And just do videos that you're passionate about. Heck, I got like a whole bunch of video sites that I actually go to besides YouTube. And my own website. You know? Like, seriously. Seriously. If you make it and you advertise it, they'll come. You know? But I'm just saying, everybody that tries to go up against the algorithm and try and, you know, to try and see if they can do it. You know, like, you could probably try and guess what they're doing, but, like, you can try and guess what the algorithm's going to do, or try to make a video that's going to appease the algorithm, but sometimes, for some people, that's very stressful. And it burns them out quicker because they're like, okay, how are people going to see this video? Algorithm, no! I've seen the best of content creators buckle to the pressures of that. I'm saying I have one content creator lost his life because of it. I think of Etika every freaking day. Guys, like, to be real with you. I'm not trying to make it solely about Etika, like, sometimes I do. Like, I think Etika's a reminder of, like, you know, if we don't freaking take care of ourselves and stop thinking about, like, we gotta push the envelope. We gotta keep going, going, going. I don't think we'd end up liking it completely, but we'd be close. I'm not trying to just say his name just to just be like, oh, I said his name. No. I really do think about what happened to Eric on like a daily basis sometimes. That man did so much. He did so much for everybody and everybody who watched him. I wish I could be half the person he I try to do my own thing. And, one of the reasons I take more breaks now is because of etiquette. Because it was etiquette. Like I always thought of it as like etiquette always firing off all cylinders. Even when we knew something was wrong with him, we just never like took breaks. More mental, like he had more problems going on with himself they didn't really address or handle. And I just think about that. I think for a YouTuber, or a big YouTuber or a small YouTuber, it's okay if you need to take a break. It's all right. Your channel will be there when you get back. Sure, you may lose a little bit of subscribers, and you may lose some subscribers here and there. But I say it's best. I say taking a little break from YouTube and just focusing on yourself for a little bit will do you some good. I have a friend who just who deals with a lot of stuff, and I'd be urging this person to take breaks. To just chill. Don't worry about making videos. Just chill. You know. And sometimes I have like the urge to make a video just because, and sometimes I gotta just stop that because I don't want to be just making videos for video's sake. I want to keep making videos because I actually want to do them. I don't want to keep on squeezing them out. That's why there was a big gap October, because I was like, okay, this one's gonna work or that one's gonna work. Because even then I was starting to feel kind of like the effects of like burnout, and my ideas weren't working, and I just felt like, maybe I need to step away from this for a bit, which I did. I'm just saying, as a YouTuber, it's okay for you to take breaks. Like, if no one has said that to you, I'm saying it to you. For your health, it's okay if you need to take a few days off, or a week off, or a month off. It's okay. Or even longer. Like, don't feel like, guys, don't always feel like you have to make videos. That you just have to every other day, like every single day for the rest of your life. Sometimes just take a little break. Watch some TV. Chill out. And just hang out for a bit. Hell, I just sit around. Hell, if I'm taking a break, I'm just sitting around going like, I'm gonna catch up on this anime. I'm gonna like watch a few hours of Pluto TV and just hang out with my friends on Discord. It's always important to take those breaks, people. It is so important. And like I say, never lash out your fans for like things that are going on in your personal life. Because I've seen a lot of people do that, and I feel like, if something's going on with you in your personal life, you shouldn't want to just pull that in to to what they're doing, because they're watching you. And if you want to share your feelings with them, cool. But don't fucking scream at them and blame them for your problems. Never do that. Because by doing that, you're just like, oh my god, everybody is this and that. Everybody's this and that. It's everybody else's fault, but not my fault, And I just kind of hate that, because, like, if something's wrong with you, there's something going on with you that you should deal with, and you shouldn't be talking to your fans like they're the problem. Because it could be just you and what's going on with you, and you're not dealing with it, but you're making videos blaming everybody else. And I kind of hate that, because they're the ones that like you. They like coming to see you for you. Like, the reason I hate Gexup is for that exact reason. Or people like back in the day when I was dealing with Matt too, dude would hate the fact that I would talk about it. Like, he would hate it. He would seriously like on everything I care about. he would hate me just like talking about him. And I never understood that because like this dude would get into fights with other like Brony analysts and shit, like making videos against them and shit, and like people be talking shit about him, but he's like, "Don't talk about me," and it's like, and then like it was this whole thing about this man, and then I started talking about the past and what my channel was doing, kind of like what I'm doing now. But this dude really said like I was whining, and that always pissed me off because I can't talk about like what my channel was at the time. I can't talk about that stuff. I can't talk about the people I deal with. But that's what. But I was like, that was what. That's whining to you. What is actually talking about like your past? Like, what is that? What is that like? I apologized. I said some things to him. He said some things to me. And we both apologized. But then he blocked my girlfriend a week and a half later because like there were leaked My Little Pony screenshots that my girlfriend said was real, and they turned out to be real. But freaking this dude literally just blocked her for that reason, and I still kind of sit there scratching my head like, you really can't tell this dude nothing, can you? Like, some people are just stubborn like that. And trust me, I can be stubborn too, but like, if someone's really trying to tell me something, I'm going to listen. But people like Matt too, who just came at me like, just going at me and being like, oh, you're doing this. Listen, when you're a YouTuber, and I said this at the beginning of the video, expect people to talk about you. Expect people to say shit about you. Expect that shit. You know, the thing about, it's kind of like how Sign 93 used to just go at people. He's like, you didn't like. She went after like a lot of people because they had to tell her they're making videos on her. It's like, you don't have to do. You don't have to do that. You can just say, "Hey, I'm making a video. I'm, I'm just gonna do this video." To yourself, you don't have to tell the person that you're making a video on them to just be like, "Hey, I'm making a video on you." You have the right to make a video on anybody. If they got fragile egos about that kind of shit, that's on them. I just feel like certain people, when it comes to like certain people, just have these real fragile egos, and they when you make a video on them, they have to come to grips with them. Maybe they did wrong, but then they look at you like, no, I'm not wrong. You're wrong. And Cyanide 3 I've talked about this before, Cyanide 3 has so many goddamn problems. And like I say, Chris is like the one reason of, what we shouldn't do on the internet. I feel like Cyanide 3 is one of the many examples of what not to do on YouTube. Straight up. And like I said before, never let your obsessions to various characters or things drive you to be a messed up person. Do what you want. Like, love what you love, but don't be like Sonny May. Because that's the one thing you don't know. I think I covered all my bases, but like I say, if you're a YouTuber, find what you get at, find your hook. Try to do different things if you can. Always know that the people are gonna hate you or love you, and just deal with the fact that you make it a little bit more hate and some death threats here and there. I think the last person I should talk about is Sword Artist. Yeah, I talked about him on my website. But with Sword Artist, all I gotta say is this: like, the man was trying to be the light of the Sword Art Online fandom, And just because a few people didn't like his shit, he's like, I'm going to defect to the dark side. Like, never do videos just solely for the fact that you'll get praise. Okay? Never do that. You should never ever do that. Okay? Like, I gotta be honest with you. Do videos because you want to do them. Be a part of a fandom because you want to be a part of that fandom. Don't do things simply because, don't do videos simply because you want to be liked. Because that means you have your own little self-esteem problems going on, and you need to really just work on yourself. You know? Like, this man came from, like, defending Sword Art Online to defending the worst person I have ever seen on YouTube, which is Mother's Basement. Oh my god. It ain't even about Sword Art Online mostly. It's about all the other stuff he does and says. But, this dude's like praising him like, oh, Mother's Basement is just this and this. Like, Mother's Basement has some issues of his own that he needs to fucking deal with. Like, God. And I don't want to talk about Mother's Basement because that's a whole video within itself. But honestly, this dude went from defending Caroline to being just joining in with the haters, and I'm and I just feel like, dude, you did this solely because you wanted to be like, me. I know I'm always gonna I had a bunch of people hate me, call me out my name, saying I should go, you know, commit not alive and a whole bunch of other shit. But I still kept going because no motherfucker is gonna tell me, this or that about myself. Because I'm doing what I like. I think to me, Sword Art's like he could just like become like this top dog in Sword Art Online and saying like the fans don't care about the haters and they don't want to fight back. It's more like people that are fans of Sword Art Online just don't care about these haters and they like their show even if it's flawed. That's not a bad thing on them. That just means they just don't care because they don't need to defend it against a bunch of people who rather dunk on it for a video for the views and the thinking, oh, I'm so right and all this other shit that they'll get. You know? Okay, one of the things that I feel that certain artists will never truly understand is that you should just do videos for yourself. For anyone else, and sorry for this like quick jump cut I did. Like there were parts of this video I really had to cut out. So here we are. I know it's a little disjointed, but it was most I can only say half of it basically. Because seriously, living with people that are loud, you gotta know how to plan that. You gotta know how to plan ahead. To be quite honest, that's one of the things you really gotta deal with. And I don't really mind it, but just know when you're like working on videos and you got like a family, roommates, whatever, you're gonna deal with a lot of noise. And don't let that crap discourage you either. Just keep going. Or do what I do. Just edit them out and make sure no one hears what's going on in the background. Do your best. Keep going. And just don't stop. But all I gotta say, folks, is if you're doing the YouTuber thing, do things that you want to do. Don't try to don't try to be don't try to be a hope or a light of the fandom, and don't try to muscle your way into a fandom community just because you want to be the top dog, which is what Perfection tried to do. Is just try to do the videos you want to do. Take breaks. Understand that people are going to hate you, and understand that people are going to like you, and learn to know the difference between that. And just, I think the basic thing, basic thing, but it's a true thing. Just enjoy what you love doing. Whether that be making let's plays, making videos that commentate on people. Yeah, making jokes while you're making those commentary videos and all this other stuff. Just enjoy doing what you do. Don't do any freaking stupid YouTube drama because you don't need to do it. You don't do it. You don't need to do it. You don't need it. And oh yeah, one last thing though. Don't do anything for clout. Okay, just fucking do your videos. Do what you love doing, and don't let anybody freaking stop you from that. And trolls or people telling you to stop in the comments. Those guys are just trying to tell you that so since they got nothing they're doing or aspiring to or doing anything else other than trolling, they don't get why people like us put actual effort and timing into videos. I mean, look at me. I just had to cut a major part of this video just so my message can be heard without any background noise. That is what I had to do. Remember, guys, you being a content creator can be a lot of things, but it should be you should enjoy making content above everything else. That's all I gotta say. Peace, and let's roll the outro.